Love Them Knives channel. Thank you for joining me today. This is LTK. And we have a knife. What do we got? I don't know. It's the LionSteel SR2. If you must. It's made in Italy. It has Schleipner steel, if you can read that right there on the blade. They tell you things like that. Red anodized aluminum, or if you're in Britain, aluminium. Handle. Don't want to call it scales because they're just not two pieces there. It's one thing. And it's a handle. It's got, your hardened steel insert to interface with your Schleipner steel blade. Really nice grind. Really mirrory, grind as well. But I was talking about the edge. Check the edge out. Is that cool? It says Moletta. I think that's the designer. I think that's a nickname for the designer. So if it's not, I'm wrong. How about that? I'll admit it right now. I kept thinking it was a nickname, and I don't remember the actual designer's name. But in any case, and you could throw that out there in the comments section. Give you something to research and do. Keep you busy. You've got a deep carry pocket clip, right hand, and I believe you can kick it over to the left hand. Guys, you just loosen up this little baby doll right here, right there, and you got the little tool to do that with, and then you can flip it around the other side. I think I've done this on the SR1 or the SR11. And this is just a small SR1, isn't it? This is the SR2, so it's a little smaller. It's like a little over a 3-inch blade. And it's a lock, frame lock knife. And it's got this roto lock. And God, I just love the roto lock system. And I'm being very facetious now. The roto lock system, which keeps the lock bar from being disengaged accidentally, except that didn't work on this one, did it? Okay, how far do I have to roll you over, buddy? And that disengages? Oh, that engages. I'm sorry. That engages it to the right. To the left disengages it, which is the best position for me. Disengaged. I never use those lockout things. I've used them before on some knives where they have a little mechanism you push forward and you can pop it back. That's just so much easier than this roto lock for me. And then some of the Rike or Rake, R-U-I-K-E, Rake and Real Steel knives will have a little push forward mechanism here, which is I really like as well because it's just out of the way. You only use it if you really want. Easy to disengage, still stay one-handed and all that. Other than the roto lock, no, this is nice. It feels like a quality piece. It's substantial in the hand, even though it's an aluminum frame. But I do like the integral. And I'm pretty sure we got bronze. Well, no. Looks like we got nylon washers in here. It's smooth, it's buttery, and I didn't even look before. And the SR1 must be the same. But yeah, okay, so synthetic washers. They're not bearings. The SR11, which is a flipper, and I've done a review on that, it has IKBS, but no, this is smooth, really easy to deploy. This one I got on a trade with Jonathan, who lives out in Pennsylvania. And we, traded some knives back and forth. And I had a knife I'd reviewed, and, he wanted that, and he had a knife I hadn't. So, and that I had never put my hands on, which is the fascinating thing. I don't necessarily review or put on video every knife that comes through my possession. Just the ones that I think are interesting and maybe relevant. So, discontinued or, models that are sprint run and they're gone and that kind of thing. may not get on this channel because it's a secondary market now. You can't even buy them anymore. This you can. So it's cool. And speaking of you can buy them, yeah, Blade HQ, $151.99. Maybe you can buy it cheaper elsewhere. I just printed this out because it gives a picture and it gives the stats, okay? So 3.125, satin, okay? Plain edge, of course not serrated. 7.125 overall, 3.125 length, 3-inch effective cutting edge, 0.16 thickness on the blade stock, which is pretty good. Drop point, flat grind, satin, plain, 4-inch handle, and a little over a 1/2-inch thick handle, which is pretty good handful for a smaller knife. And under 4 ounces, 3.75. And there's your pause and read, like the SR1, in a smaller package, right? And let me see if there's anything on the second page that's pertinent. Yeah, you can, in effective, convert it to a fixed blade with the rotolock. Well, yeah, whatever. But it is a frame lock, and it's made in Italy. So there you go. Everyday carry. Yes, it is. And it is smooth. I like it. I mean, I hate to say this because I usually like the bigger knives, but I think I like this one better than the SR1, the full size. It's really rounded. It's really easy in the hand. It feels good, and it's light, and it's easy to carry that way as well. And I've had the SR1 in my hands, but I don't know. I mean, right now I don't have one to show you, so I can't exactly describe, but I know when I had this one in my hand, I kind of like this one better, and there's probably no good reason for that. And this is not flickable yet. It's smooth, but it hasn't got to the point, at least for me. Now, see, if you could do that, especially if you had a thumb that was functional. It's centered up. Lanyard hole. Good looking knife. I really like it. And, you know, it comes in this little box. SR2A and RS, of course, for red and satin. Comes with a little tool right there that fits in these proprietary hardware, and also, you know, will turn your glass breaker at the end so that you can switch your carry option on your pocket clip. Deep carry, which is nice. I don't know. This is a knife that maybe you don't even need the pocket clip for, depending. You can throw it in your pocket. It's not real big. So there's the paper. You know, got a little bit of paperwork. Got this. It was basically new in the box, so that was good. That was a good trade. You know, gave me something else to mess with. And check it out. Okay, so here's a paramilitary too. So this is kind of this to me is like a normal EDC type knife. So yeah, it's a longer knife here, but this has got some depth here to that blade, doesn't it? Height to it. Interesting in that regard. Let's switch aspect ratio here. It'll look even more dramatically larger here, smaller here. So that gives you an idea. Look at the blade stock though. Look at how much thicker it is on the SR2. Yes, the SR2. And even the handle width on the SR2. Absolutely. Well, another small, but it's larger. EDC, right there at about 8 inches overall, is the Manix. Pivot to pivot. Still, Manix is bigger, but it's also more slender, and the blade stock is more slender as well. So, How fat is that blade stock? Because you gave it to you in inches. And so let's see if we can grab a hold up where it's kind of the thickest. It's 4 millimeter. Yeah, it's 4 millimeter. Should be pretty close to 0.160. And this one is like 0.159. So it's really close. Overall thickness, as we said, yeah, about 0.53, but that's on the specs. Let's get to the, yeah, really close. And 13.5 millimeters. Nice. I mean, you know, the thing is, it's a really tall grind here, so it's great for slicing. You got good contact here with your surface. Really nice. Nice. You know, it's crown spine here. And I noticed that too. I mean, they do that on these. Lockup's pretty significant. I'd say 50%, right at there at least. So it's a solid knife. It feels good in the hand because it's thick enough here, and I kind of like to have some heft in here. Feels good that way. Look at the pass-through here. A lot of opening there to be able to disengage that frame lock. Really nice that way too. Yeah, it's pretty smooth. I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking about the washers, whether I'd rather have like bronze, you know, phosphor bronze washers in there if I was going to do that. Maybe. I mean, more durable over time, wear better, but oh well. I mean, these, you know, these washers are replaceable, obviously, so yeah. Cool knife. Integral. Interesting. I mean, you could definitely carry this in your pocket without the pocket clip. It's nice that way. And it's supposed to be under 4 ounces. 3.75, let's see. There you go. Wow, got that right on. And 104 grams. So 3.7 ounces. Okay. How about the Benchmade full-size grip? Ooh, pretty close, pretty close. How about, let's put Hollywood on the scales here. The Para 2. There you go. There you go. Bigger knife. This is a smaller knife, but the same weight. But this is some stuff. I was saying, it feels substantial in the hands, and it does. It really does. I like the design of it. I really do. I know it looks a little squared off, but the lines flow all the way around. Very rectangular, but the lines flow. You can see you have a good choil area to put your finger in. You have a palm swell here. So it fits in. Now, of course, yeah, it's a 4-inch handle. So, no, you don't have, you could kind of just try and get in there, but yeah, it's a struggle to fit your entire hand, depending on the size of your hand. And reverse grip is actually more comfortable. I mean, from the aspect of getting all your fingers involved here. So yeah, it's good. I mean, you got this little choil area here so you can sharpen it. You don't have any recurve or any fancy crazy stuff. So yeah, for sharpening purposes, yes. Carrying purposes, nice and light. Ambidextrous. Good looking, feels comfortable in the hand. Integral, which is nice aesthetically and structurally. The Rotolock, if you really want to use that for doing serious cutting tasks and you want to make sure this does not disengage. And of course you got the insert. So, and they give you the tool even though it's proprietary kind of stuff, although I've taken little snap ring pliers and, improvised before. Dual thumb studs, so that's nice. And nice crown spine, as we said before. And this is significant. You got a little bit of a thumb ramp here to give you some traction and grip. God knows there's no grip anywhere else around here. Although, this fluting here on the scales, it provides some. But it's a fairly smooth overall feel to this knife. But, this is not your big full-size work knife. But it's really nice. It's attractive. I do like the design of these. And the SR11 is the same kind of design as the SR1, SR2. And I like all that. I really do. So, at some point in time, one of these has got to end up in my permanent collection as a no gonna go. Never gonna turn it over. Right now, we're still kind of in flux with my bucket list and trying to put a collection together. So this will be, on my table sale, I imagine. In any case, nice. I'd have to come back to this maybe someday. Yeah, feels good in the hand. Comes with a tool. Great little knife. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Nice little Italian knife. Well made, like their fit and finish here. You know what we do on this channel here. We love them knives, so stay sharp.